You saw it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on Timcast News on YouTube. Indisputable proof that Donald Trump has rescued a batch of baby puppies from a building collapse in New York City. Here you can see him with what appears to be several firefighters carrying the poor puppies from the collapsed building. It's a crazy image, isn't it? I tweeted this. My president can be whatever I want him to be. This is an AI generated image. You can tell by the weird feet of the puppy and the weird cuffs or, cufflinks. The original photo that I made, because Midjourney allows you to make variations, had a dog coming out of his sleeve, which I thought was a little too obvious. But I didn't want to make the photo so believable. I want it to be at least, you can see here the feet of this dog doesn't seem to make sense. And the positioning of the dogs don't make a lot of sense. But a lot of people think it's real. I shouldn't say think it's real. A lot of people say it's very realistic. And there's questions now about whether or not AI needs to be stopped. We have this story from the Daily Mail. AI is an existential threat to humanity. Now, doctors and public health experts across 4 continents issue fresh call for artificial intelligence to be halted, warning it could be used to make weapons of mass destruction. Yes, but it is a weapon of mass destruction. It's a picture of Donald Trump teaming up with Sonic the Hedgehog. What images do I have pulled up here? I have this one. My president can be whatever I want him to be. And I went onto Midjourney, which is an AI image generation website. I typed in Donald Trump saving puppies from building collapse, and it generated several images. I also tried Donald Trump saving puppies from burning building, and that one didn't really come out too well. It was Trump running frantically with like a handful of dogs in weird shapes. And I'm like, okay, that one's a little weird. This one came out perfectly. I then upscaled it in Midjourney. I then said, make variations, made many more, took the one that looked the best, and there it is. Just like that. Now I show you this image along with the clickbait title on purpose so that people can understand what we are up against in 2024. They are going to make realistic images. You will not be able to tell the difference. I've got another one. I wrote, not my president. Here's a picture of Joe Biden falling asleep at some kind of summit. Caption, Biden falls asleep at G20 meeting, AI Midjourney. I went onto Midjourney and I typed in Joe Biden falls asleep at G20 meeting. And this is the image that it made. And it looks real. And it made many more that look real as well. These images are absolutely going to start entering the public sphere. I'll tell you why. Nobody wants to pay a photographer, especially when you don't need to. So what we do over at timcast.com is we use AI generated art images and then Photoshop them to make our own art representing the story. What we don't do is AI generate realistic images and publish them. Like this picture of Trump with baby puppies looks real. And if I didn't tell you, some people might scroll past it and think it's real. We're not going to do that for any news articles, but I tell you this, many people will. And we have this one. I typed in Donald Trump teaming up with Sonic the Hedgehog, and this is the picture of it. And then what did I tweet? This is what the establishment fears. That was Seamus Coughlin who wrote that. Now, this one's clearly not real. Sonic the Hedgehog's not a real thing, but you get the point. Along with these images, there are realistic looking images which are going to completely destroy, in my opinion. This is it's going to result in nonsense that people will believe it's real. Now, when it comes to the AI image generation stuff, we often see things like this. Here's an image of a super ripped Donald Trump flexing in front of an American flag. And I wrote, to all the supporters of Trump I've offended, I gift you this humble peace offering. There it is, available on my Twitter. I'm an artist. And then I made this one first. Deep down, every conservative has one desire, and it's Donald Trump working at McDonald's. It doesn't mean anything. There's no point behind it. I was just screwing around in Midjourney, and this is one of the images that I made. I then posted it, and apparently some people got really mad. And I wonder if I can pull up. Here we go. It's this guy. Now I remember why I stopped following you. Thanks for the refresher. Haters aren't good to be around. And so I posted this image of cyborg Donald Trump. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? That's a really good image. I am an artist. I used a tool to create art. Same as a paintbrush. This is where we're at. Someone can make an image that is clearly realistic, that people will believe. I think what we're going to start seeing now moving forward, there will be news websites, there will be fake news websites, there will be propaganda outlets that will run deepfakes. I genuinely believe that At least some of the Tucker Carlson leaks put up by Media Matters are likely deepfakes. Notably, the one video where Tucker says, "F you, Media Matters," and he holds up two hands, it looks totally fake. The reason I say it looks fake is because the one thing to take a look at when you're watching that video is when Tucker opens his mouth and you see his teeth. It is a white oval. Teeth don't look that way when artifacting. They look that way in deepfakes. And I have to wonder if these videos were leaked to Media Matters on purpose so that Media Matters would release them, one of them as a deepfake, provably, and then someone releases the evidence of it being a deepfake, discrediting Media Matters. This is where we're going. There have been several deepfake videos that people thought are real, and it's scary. You get a video of Joe Biden, you change only a tiny thing, or Donald Trump, and then people believe it. And then what? Here's one. I said, "Do not fear the AI, learn to love the AI." This image is Donald Trump in a general outfit with a mustache and sunglasses. And for this, I went to Midjourney and typed in, look at this guy's hat, this tiny hat floating on his head. I typed in Generalissimo Trump. And this is what it made. There's like Central American men with Donald Trump dressed in a military outfit. This is amazing. But throwing it back to the Daily Mail, yes, experts say advanced AI could learn to bypass any constraints in its code. Here's what I think we will see first. The first thing we're going to see is that in our elections, people will make photos. It'll start innocently. Someone will write a story saying, I heard they'll say Donald Trump found liable in rape case. And they'll say, make me an image of Donald Trump being shocked. And you'll get a picture of Donald Trump doing something that's not real, but they'll use it. Fair use. They don't want to get sued. So it's easier to AI generate an image of Trump than it is to actually pay for a real image of Trump. And who can tell the difference anyway? But you'll get bad actors. Bad actors will explicitly make fake images of Trump doing something bad and just start spreading it around. And how will you know what is real and what isn't? Going back to this image of Donald Trump carrying these puppies. This is Midjourney. Okay, I thought to myself, maybe it's bad to post this because people might think it's real. Well, the text on the helmets is clearly fake. The feet on the dogs are clearly fake. So I avoided putting anything that looked too realistic. And then I said my president can be whatever I want him to be. And at the bottom, in the next picture, I say it's AI, it's Midjourney. Most people understood that. But what happens when someone starts making similar photos and just starts releasing them? The fact that this photo exists already is the problem. Because now if you see a picture of Donald Trump actually punching somebody, you'll be like, it's fake. Don't believe it. So what can you believe? It's kind of amazing. For most of human history, we did not have photographs. And the only thing you could believe is what you trusted, who you trusted. Then we got photographs, video, and audio. Now you could see a video of something happening and being like, there's video evidence. How can you believe any video evidence or audio evidence at this point? How can we have a criminal or civil trial when someone can fabricate something indistinguishable from the real thing? Someone can come in and say, I have a grainy, they can take security camera footage, put it into an AI and make frame by frame, if they really, right now, but give it a year and they'll be doing full scale video. And they'll say, Donald Trump kicking a dog. And then they'll be like, here's a video of him doing it. And the judge is going to be like, well, I watched it happen. And you're going to say, it's not a real video. And they're going to say, prove it. I can already tell you this for a fact. Courts allow deep fake photo and video and audio. Hands down. I can tell you that for a fact. I can't speak too much to it. I'll just leave it at that. But I can tell you this. Courts have already accepted this. Something's got to change. I don't know what the answer is. Take a look at this, the singularity timeline. Human intellect, machine intelligence. Well, there's a mistake here. Human intellectual level and power going up makes no sense. Humans don't get smarter. Humans just learn more, collect more data. What we really need to be looking at is machine intelligence, which does get smarter. Here we can see machine power will surpass brain power of mouse. Machine power will surpass brain power of human, 2023. The singularity. Machine power will surpass brain power equivalent to that of all human brains combined, 2045. Yep. And then who knows what we get. I think we're in the singularity already. I think we have passed the event horizon of AI. The fact that images that look real can be created. About a year ago, I was screwing around with AI and I made goofy AI pictures of Nancy Pelosi and Trump, and they were gross. And I posted them on Twitter and everyone said, haha, that's so funny. Now we're at the point, a year later, where I've made images that look real. Where will we be in 1 year? I can already make a photo that absolutely is indistinguishable from the real thing. Now, there are some things about these photos that you'll call into question, right? Trump doing a backflip. Okay, we don't believe it. But what if I made an image of Donald Trump walking down the street in New York next to a man holding up a newspaper, and the newspaper had the correct time and date? You take an image of the newspaper. You can already do this. It doesn't work so well right now, but let's say in a year. You can take a picture, upload it to Midjourney, and then say, this image, but scaled up, and add Donald Trump, and it will make some kind of rendering of it. In a year, you know where we'll be? You'll upload a picture of the New York Times, and you'll put Donald Trump walking past a man in New York holding this newspaper. And you will see a man holding a newspaper and Donald Trump walking past and waving, and you'll see the date on the newspaper and the cover. And then someone will say, this is proof Donald Trump was in New York on this date and time. And Trump will say, no, it's not. And they'll be like, this is just some cell phone footage. You're there. That's you. That's a picture of you. And they'll say it's a deep fake. Prove it. Prove it's a deep fake. So what does that mean for criminal cases, civil cases, criminal trials? What can you trust anymore? This is what freaks me out, I guess. I don't have any answers to this. I can only tell you what's happening. Things are about to get very, very interesting in this next year. No one will believe a thing they see. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around and I'll see you all shortly.